Hey guys, so what's the plan for today? Well, the plan for today is to see if I can't get those motors mounted today. Now, one thing that occurred to me that I've kind of maybe deliberately forgotten about is I gotta work out a way to mount the sprockets on the shafts of those motors. There are sprockets already on those motors, but all the stuff I've got here set up for, this is number 35, for number 35 chain, and the ones that are on the motors are set up for number 25 chain, and they also, because they were meant to go on a scooter, they're locked in one direction, but they freewheel in the other. Actually, that must be the direction they're locked in. This direction they freewheel. So that wouldn't work very well for me anyways, even if I had number 25 chain. So I've got to machine my own hubs, which isn't a big deal. I've got some steel line around, and then I'll just set it up and weld these onto it. And looks like these are pinned on. You can see a pin right there, and I'll just do the same mounting method for that. And that should be good there. One thing that occurred to me was I couldn't sleep last night, so I was just sitting up in bed, and I was thinking a lot about what I got here. And whereas this is just something that I'm doing for fun, and the truth be known, eventually I expect I'll get bored of it, and the parts will go into some other project, and I was thinking probably I'll end up going to a robot or who knows what. But nevertheless, it actually occurred to me that it could serve another purpose. Starting off with, if I put a couple of casters on the front, like these casters, and then mounted the old mower deck off of this, and maybe even stole the motor out of this old unit, and connected it up to drive a 24-volt alternator, and from there picked up a couple of old or a couple of 24-volt lawnmower motors that could turn this guy, this simple little what is started out as a toy, into the zero-turn lawnmower that I've been wanting for a while, but didn't feel like dropping the $3,000 on to buy. And for the most part, with parts I already have. So I think once I get tired of playing around with this thing, it's going to get pressed into some real service, in that it's going to become a lawnmower. But and I don't know if you can tell, but I probably do need to mow the lawn more often than I do. Anyways, that's just something interesting I came up with last night. I can see that I didn't quite weld those two bars straight in line, but such as it is. Regardless, I'm going to get these motor mounts going. Okay, I decided to change the way that I was going to make my motor holder blanks. And instead it's going to be two pieces. Just like a cap that's screwed down into here, held down. The big hole will be here, a small hole down there. And I think that'll work. I got to figure out what size bolts I'm going to use to go into here. 1/4 inch is going to leave not a lot of meat, since this is 3/8 inch plate. It'd only be, what, a 1/16 of an inch on either side, so it's not a hell of a lot of meat for that to thread into. So I might go with a little bit smaller size screw, but we'll see how we go here. I can machine them out. I'm going to machine this down about halfway on this edge for where the bolt will go, on either side, and then we'll go from there. Drill out all the holes and all that fun stuff. Okay, so there are the two completed blanks for my motor brace. Basically, there'll be a big hole drilled here, exactly on that center line, and you can see a scribe mark there. And that'll go like that, and there'll be a second hole drilled about here somewhere. I haven't marked it off yet. I'll worry about that when I get that far. That'll be a 1/4 inch hole. It corresponds to this. And then at that point, I'm going to either see if I can well, I've got that piece of bar, 3/4 inch bar. I'll turn it down a little bit and drill a hole in it end to end. Well, I won't suppose I have a drill bit that long, so I'll drill it from each end and thread it, and that can be the connector between the two, and then I'll weld one end to this stuff. Anyways, what do I got to do right now? Well, I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill that out, and I'm going to use some of the step drills initially, and then I'll use a boring bar to take it to the final size of that. And we'll see how that goes. It's getting a little bit later in the evening, but the sun is still up. So I'm going to consider that still suitable time to work out here. At some point I'll round this off up here, but right now I'm just going after functionality, not form. Okay, so once again, I'm still working on these things. I've marked them out about the shape, approximate shape I want, and all that, and I've drilled this one out with a step drill to open up to about 7/8. I think that one tops out at, and I got to go to 1.235, I believe it is. But I think what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and bring the motor over and test fit it as I'm boring it out, so that I can be sure to get it to as close to the size I want as I can. Still a ways to go, and you can't really see because it's all got scrubbed off. But there's the line there that indicates what the radius will eventually reach. So there's still a fair bit to go, you know, like 7/8 to basically on 1 1/4, although it's slightly under that. So we still got, you know, what, 3/8 to go in the overall diameter, or about 1 1/4. Oh, what would that be? Shouldn't be doing math now. It's still light out, but it's getting later. It's almost 8 o'clock now. Well, big enough for you? When you buy something out of a catalog, you really don't get the full image of the in your head of this actual size of it. This one was a little bit bigger than what I'm used to. The one I had before, it was about half that size, but then again, that was for a little Sherline mill. So this is the first time I've tried to use this one, so this ought to be interesting. I think I might have my bit actually at the wrong angle. I might have to turn it a bit more, but we'll see how we go here. If it completely disintegrates, well, there you go. Okay, there we go. This one is, it's not seating all the way down there, but I'm not too worried about that. I want somewhat of a friction fit, so what I'll do is when I split these, split it open, I should be able to get it all the way down to the base of it. And then from there, I should be able to, once again, it's nighttime. I'm hearing racket in here. It's either a cat or ghosts again. Anyways, I got that going down into there. I should be able to, once I split this, get it all the way on. It's nice and tight in there, and I like that. You know, so once I take the screws out, this should hold it. Oh yes, of course it was a cat. She's on a mission. So I wanted that fairly tight in there. And it is, so I'm happy with that. But it's past 9 o'clock. It's a Sunday. I got to work tomorrow, so I think that's going to be it for this. The only other thing I will do is I will drill that hole right there. I got to look on the screen where it was pointing at, but I'll drill that hole out, and once that's done, call it a night. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. This is a longer series than I figured it would be, and I did promise that one of these would be mounted to to this thing. Oh, I don't know, every night as of yet. So I'll just set it on there. No, it won't stay. I'll bugger you. Anyways, I've been promising that it would have the motors on it every night, and well, it's going to be at least another couple more days. But once we get to that, then it's electronics, and that should be a good bit of fun. Okay, there you go. That's what the mount will look like. It doesn't have to be level. Just that the back piece is just a little bit longer, and that was deliberate. I wanted a little bit more meat at the back. But the brackets will be fine. I just have to get some 4.5 inch by quarter bolts and we'll be good to go. The slight taper on the back of this unit here, there's a slight taper, and it's kind of messing me up a bit because when I tighten that down, you know, it makes the top part of this bracket pull away like that and the bottom part pull away like that. So I'm not sure what to do with that. I don't really want to try and put the whole motor in the lathe and turn it concentric, so I might just, when I mount it hard in place, then I'll tighten those bolts up and that can hold it tight at the back. But if it looks a little cockeyed, it's not too big a deal. Anyways, that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. This series has taken a lot longer than I thought, but nevertheless, the end result should be a good bit of fun.